Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Today, we're going to take a look at a skid plate, a little unboxing, for the new Toyota Tacoma. This is 2024 and up. Now, why is this important? Well, puncture your gas tank and you're going to find out, right? Particularly if you're on a long-distance trip or maybe you're off-road somewhere. You know, we put a lot of Under Armour protection on the Toyota Tacoma, skid plate, cat shields, all kinds of other things, and Miller Cat, which by the way is who this is from, offers all of them. Now, if you want to check this out, here is the part number. You can see a little description there as well. There is a 5% discount over at millercat.com. Enough of the preliminary stuff. Let's go ahead and do the unboxing and see what this looks like. All right, let's go ahead, get all the tape cut on here. It is heavy. See, it says handle with care. That's what you want for a skid plate that you're gonna protect anything under the truck, right? Heavy duty, good stuff. And of course, Miller Cat, who I'm a big fan of, has all kinds of good quality products over there. All right, let's take a look. A little bit of packaging on top. Kind of throw that off to the side. And what do we have here? This is going to be the bottom part of the shield. Get some more packaging out of here. Lots of packaging. Oop. We have a bracket, actually a couple of brackets. And I have not looked at this before, so it's a first time for me as well. Looks like some threaded screws on here, and this is obviously going to bolt up underneath. And we have another bracket here with some more threaded screws. Of course, that's going to mount underneath as well. Go ahead and set those aside. More packaging, more packaging. It looks like we have some more brackets, I'm guessing. Okay. Kind of got a Y bracket here, again threaded on the inside. Another thing I like about the parts from Miller Cat, they're labeled. They have part numbers on them so that when you're doing the install, it's easy to identify stuff so that you're not guessing on what needs to go where. Again, another, looks like threaded bracket, of course, to hold this thing up from underneath. And continuing on, by the sound of that, another bracket. It is, again, part number right here where you can see it, and another threaded area to connect to. And I kind of like to keep these things all in the packaging it came in, as you can see, just to make sure that everything stays the way that it was when it was shipped. Now, from a bracketry or a hardware standpoint, let's see what we've got in here. Not a ton of hardware, and I like that. The less hardware, the better, right? Because the less hardware means the less you have to do, really, to set it up. Take a brief look at the directions here before we move on to the other piece. I want to see what this looks like on the other side. And as you can see here, it does say Toyota Tacoma fuel tank skid plate, four-wheel drive. This is a 2024 plus. And you can see how it kind of fits together here for the parts that we have in the box. Shows you the hardware, all that good stuff. Now, let's take a look at what we've got here. And then they show you where to position the rear bracket. Some more hardware positioning here. And then we have a support, well, it says to support the gas tank here, I guess. That's because we're going to remove apparently some sort of strapping for the tank, or at least loosen it up. And again, this is just a brief overview, right? We've got some more brackets to attach, and then again, says here to loosen and install middle passenger side bracket. You've got the brackets here, and then a drive shaft guard bolt. Again, just a brief overview of what we've got here. few other things to take a look at down through here. And then finally, shows you what the whole length of the skid plate is going to look like, and then kind of what it looks like underneath the truck. They even go as far as to show how to thread the bolts through. I like that. Good detailed directions. Pre-position the jack stand, optional. I suppose that's to loosen, it says here to loosen rear section of skid plate. I actually don't have the skid plates reinstalled on the truck yet, so we'll see that going down the road. And then more installation pictures, as you can see here. And I think we're nearing the end. More bracketry installation, things like that, you can see there. And then lastly, some tightening information here as well. And that's about it. You can see right here what it looks like underneath the truck. Good protection. Again, it is a nice heavy-duty piece. There's a shot of the full piece again. And here's what it looks like, or will look like, underneath the truck. Now, I do want to take another look, or a look, at this big piece here on the bottom and the other piece, just to see what we have. Again, trying to keep all the hardware together so I don't lose anything. So let's see what we've got. It is a nice sturdy piece, labeled over there in the corner, again with the part number. Let's take a look at what we've got here. And this one is relatively heavy as well. Very nice. So anyway, it should look good on the bottom of the truck, although honestly, you're never really going to see it, right? I mean, the idea is to put it under there for protection, not for beauty. But it is a pretty good looking piece, and I like how they put their insignia in it as well, kind of probably laser cut, or maybe some other method, I don't know, but cut into the part anyway. There you go. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Ever concerned about maybe puncturing the gas tank, particularly if you're, off-road, or really these days, even driving down the freeway? If there's a piece of metal or something on the freeway and it pops up and slams into the bottom of your plastic gas tank, you're going to have a problem, and your trip is probably going to be short-lived. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.